to Airheads and Friends.
And all right, we are recording now. Hi guys, welcome back. We are the Airheads. And we are here with episode 3. This is going to be kind of a short and sweet one because I feel like there is a lot of talk about it already out there, but I kind of want to hit the down to earth, nitty-gritty little bits of it and kind of what we utilize in our everyday practice because it was a lot of what we kind of talked about in the episode before. You know, a lot of the magic in your practice is going to be your everyday, is going to be what you can incorporate in a hectic life schedule. Because as much as, we all love dedicating a set time is a rare commodity. So kind of starting out, we are going to be talking about how to protect yourself as an empath in a really loud world right now, especially in the, I wouldn't say conditions, but the climate. That's the word I was looking for. The climate of the atmosphere of politics, religion, people, um, you know, everything, work, kids, life. I feel like ever since this eclipse, we have just been on the downhill of a crazy roller coaster, and I've not hit a
And
plateau just
Pluto's
yet.
direct in
Mm.
Aquarius.
Listen, and the last time that happened, was it the French Revolution, if I'm
Something
not
happened,
mistaken?
yeah.
Something happened. I mean, but we just had this whole weekend, the No Kings protest. It was awesome to see how many people across the nation showed up and yeah, across the world, actually. I haven't even really gotten to look at everything just yet. And but just seeing what I've seen so far, it's really awesome to see people uniting instead of,
This huge division.
yes, it's kind of like that meme that I've seen everywhere. It was like, come on, start a
Start a
civil
war.
war.
Oh.
So it's really nice to see. And it's kind of like segueing back into that, protecting your energy and finding your peace in such like a chaotic and tumultuous time. You know what I'm saying? So I guess, I'm going to start off with just a couple little things. I would say I do and I don't do in the sense because I still really struggle to find that peace and that disconnect from a really loud world right now. I would say I'm still recovering from burnout, even years past the initial kind of, I would say, downfall of my mental health. But it's always been there. But I finally figured out a good medication combo, and I know I've talked about that previously, but, like, finding quiet moments where I can sit back into my body and say, "Yes, I can acknowledge that there are atrocities. Yes, I can acknowledge that there is chaos that needs its attention, but I still need to find 5 minutes in my day where that's not consuming every thought of my life," because it really does affect my mental health and what I'm able to even process. I definitely like triggers my autism for sure on that one because I am overstimulated. I am overwhelmed and it is a lot. I mean, Morgan, what do you think? What do you feel like your stuff is? I mean, I know we're all kind of similar with the feelings on the atmosphere and world around us right now.
It's heavy. Lately it's heavy, but I
It is.
think because of the work that I've been doing and continue to do, it's a little more manageable if you can believe it. Like, I mean, the government shutdown's kind of affecting the place that I work and everything, not just where I work, let's be real. But on a direct level, that's been kind of like am I gonna be there tomorrow? Am I gonna be there the next day? And just seeing like how many people this has affected. And then of course as an empath, again, it's hurting for other people. It's so just shocking. So I really try to just find time, like Natalie and everyone's saying, to ground myself, to either work on my chakras, the root chakra, to do meditation, to pray, to just take a step back and even sit outside. Like
Go.
sitting outside, direct sunlight, just for like 5 minutes if you can.
Sometimes touch
No,
some grass,
no, like
but
literally.
listen, I need my grass treated because as much as I love my spider friends, if you run across my feet, we're losing it. I'm sorry. I can't handle it. I
I don't
can't
like the
do it.
spider.
Those are the worst.
The spring roaches?
those we have the big, palmetto is that what they're
I
called?
don't know
Like
what
Those
palmetto?
those
big
The
water bugs.
big water bugs,
they fly.
the ones that
They
fly.
literally
Um, yeah, so, I would say the other thing, I was having a conversation the other day, with Jade, and we were talking about how much what? Sorry, my dog was wanted to have a conversation about this.
she's like
She's our emotional support dog here too. So we're talking about empaths over
she's like,
here.
"It's my turn."
This is the empath right here. But no, what I was talking about Jade was is just like recovering from burnout is hard. Recovering and finding out like what parts you can like, consume at the moment and what parts you gotta be like, all right, we're gonna have to work on this and then we'll focus on this later. And I was gonna say I was like leading to what Jade and I were talking about. I was gonna say, Jade, what do you feel like is your kind of, like, burnout moment that you're kind of like, "Oh." She's like, "Let me find one that I can focus on."
It's so hard because I think I'm very bad about burnt as a fire sign. Like it's almost like if things get harder, I run faster.
No.
So it's also learning to like slow down. So I think you also got to remember like taking rest days. Sometimes you have to be kind to yourself and move slower.
Not forgetting to not be mean to yourself for taking rest days, because that's a big one for me.
Definitely. That's a struggle. And then like your normal, like understanding that when you go out in the world, I think like preparing yourself to do that, taking the time to be like, all right, let's do this. We've got it.
Yeah.
We got on our outfit. We got on our whatever,
It doesn't
our
matter
purse
at this
that we
point in
love,
time, we're
whatever
just gonna
builds
deal.
confidence. Understanding that like those conversations are in an energy given flow. So be choosy about it. That doesn't mean don't be kind, but move with intention. And then when you come home, like I'm very big on like immediately washing my hands.
Mm.
I kind of get in the shower as soon as I can because it's just like other people's energy and germs and like especially if I'm like grocery shopping, right? That's a lot. That's a lot of energy flow. That's a lot of
You just made
people.
me have, like, a little aha moment for myself. I don't know if you just caught that, but I was like, "That makes a lot of sense." Like, my kids are really, really big on doing that, and I am too in a sense when I can, but immediately when they get home, they are just like like, it's almost
Yeah.
like that Jim Carrey thing from, like, where they're just like, "Whoosh!" I just, like, look
Yeah.
over and they have nothing most of the time. I mean, they're in, like, shorts or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it is immediate as soon as they get home from the day, whether they realize it or not, they're like, "No more, we're tossing it out."
That's
So, no, yeah, I think we all kind of do that at the house because honestly, when I come home
That's
from a heavy day, I'm like, "Clothes gone, everything needs to be gone, take everything off, all the energy needs to come off, like, everything."
mine's
So
like my jewelry, shoes. I have like an out like a in the garage or whatever, a different shoe rack. Like I don't
yep.
even bring shoes in. I don't like it. It's too much. Leave everybody else's energy up
Put
there.
it
When I get really overwhelmed with the world, sometimes I do have to go sit outside with my bare feet.
Your
Breathe
backyard
in,
is magical, though.
imagine all that stress going back into the earth. I'm like, this is not mine. Am I holding on to this? Is it mine? No. The world is
No,
loud and it's
give it
scary.
back.
And we can honor that. And then we can go, okay, now we're kind of getting so overwhelmed, like that we're struggling to participate, right? So it's like breathe. Because I mean, if I turn on the news, I go work out, it's all up there on the screens, it's right in your face. And I mean, we have to acknowledge it. We have to do what we can. But at some point, you got to breathe and just be
Girl.
with yourself and in your home and with your family for a little bit.
Because there is so much that you can affect
Ugh.
in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do every person and what you can do matters, but there's only so much one person can do at a time, you know?
There's information burnout too. Like, you
Mm,
can't solve everything. Rome was not built in a day. So we do not need to learn everything wrong with the world in one scroll of TikTok in the
and I'll try
evening.
to. That
Yeah, and
ADHD,
it's
I'm
really
like,
hard.
"What do you mean I can't
Once your
hyper-focus
brain gets
on this?
going,
Addiction.
you're on.
What do you
So
mean
a lot of
ADHD?"
that, I think
So
it's
I do want to
also
like,
physical.
well, I'm gonna let Jade finish and then I'll go.
Oh, you're good. I was gonna say it's physical as much as it's spiritual, but also making sure physical also
Mm,
includes, your tasers, your safety, whatever is within your state and your right to carry. We should do lots of that. I think it's different levels of protection all the way around because they
physical,
won't have you messed up here
metaphysical.
or on another realm is the way I see it.
It's a mouse tool.
So I will definitely speak. I know somebody out there is gonna watch this. I am horrible at cutting out everything out there. Um, And as far as taking it all in, that is something that I do often.
Mhm.
Often. I will definitely say right now in my life, it feels like I'm just surviving, not living. Like I'm literally just trying to survive the day. And so I will also say the things that I guess I do to make it just a little bit better is I do solve it, but I solve it in my brain. And so I will have whole productions in my head of
Listen,
how I have like conquered the government and everything is fine. And it's like this
you should
whole
see our
fantasy
director's
world.
cut. I'm just saying.
Everything is
But
fine.
I
And
feel
I
like
mean,
that's a way
or
to
it'll be
honor
like,
it.
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Like, that's beautiful. That's a way to honor it, and then kind of, if you can, let go of it, even if it's just for an evening.
no,
Like,
but
that's what it's
see,
about, is
yeah,
honoring that feeling.
yeah.
Cool.
Well, honored it or not, that's what I've been going through over here. And so what I will say is that what I've gotten better at is putting up boundaries
Mhm.
in other places so that when I consume all of these things, it might not be the thing that tips me all the way over. So
Yeah.
if I put up boundaries with people who are not good friends or, you know, my job is an overload of taking in other people's
Oh, yeah.
situations. Like, honestly, I am literally managing people's day-to-day lives, it feels like sometimes. And so, um, I think that's how I manage is I am 100% either having a full production in my head, which I really should write a book about it or something, or
I'm just saying I'd read it.
or naps. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes if
Man.
you can't shut everything off, it
Uh-huh.
is okay to go to sleep. Like the world
My
will
I was
still
dreams
telling my
bleed
be
out
parents I
too,
love
and I'm
that.
like,
shitty when you wake up.
"Oh!"
Yeah. Everything is still gonna be shitty when you wake up. You'll just be a little bit less tired. Like that's
Well,
where
I
my
feel like it
philosophy
gets
is right
less
now.
loud. Like,
Yeah.
everything gets a little more quiet after that nap. So if it's like, if you feel like everyone hates you and the world hates you, that's when it's time for a nap. Like, that's my biggest sign, is I'm
I've
like,
either not eaten that day
everyone
or I
just
need a
hates
nap.
me. And
It's
it's
either
like,
one.
girl, that man dropped off your groceries. He don't know you. He didn't go to bed. And I always no, like, sleep, it's free.
Free
I
therapy.
Forget
love
that
me some
sometimes.
sleep.
Yeah.
No, I forget that
And let my
sometimes.
subconscious figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I
And she
don't
does.
my forebrain, I can't figure it out. So I'm gonna let the other people in the back do the work because I got too many tabs open up here.
Oh my god, I've had this reoccurring dream about a cabin and zombies, but it's like I'm not going into like different cabins or whatever. It's like I'm getting dropped in as like I'm continuing play on like a game or whatever. And I'm convinced at this point it's probably an alternate reality because there's not any like inconsistencies, if that makes sense. Lizzie, that's enough. With the, like, storyline. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not restarting every time I come in. It is like, "Oh, you're back? Great,
Continuation.
let's hop right in." And I'm like, "Ah!" You know? So, anyway, I find that interesting. I'm sure it means something.
You know
But
what?
all
But
that
that's a
being
good
said,
thing too. I've also started making my own alternate realities or whatnot.
girl,
Like I keep seeing videos or, everything is like if you can imagine it, it's somebody out there or you are already in this dimension doing it and you're just seeing it.
I've
And
heard this.
so I am living up. I'm telling you, one of my dimensions, she
One
has
of
like
us one of us is
three
having a great
men
time. Somebody's
and
having a
like,
great time.
oh my gosh, she is living her reverse harem dream. And so that's how I
We're
I
living our
like
Den of Viper dreams, right?
yes, yes. I like take over for her sometimes and I'm just like, hey,
Like,
can I
no.
slide in here for a minute?
Yeah.
So that's how I
Oh.
also manage it, I guess.
You know, all the jokes being aside of all of that, I feel like kind of taking those things and not joking, but like it's a way of taking back control of a situation that so much of the times we feel like we're out of control with. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't tell you how many times a day where, I do thrive with control, but I haven't gotten to read all of it, but I've started. My goodness, my kids are having some kind of sneeze attack over
Sorry, and if you hear anything, it's my dog
No, no, I'm over
Adele.
here just like, what is happening right outside the door?
Mom is doing stuff. Let's be as loud as we can.
Let's find out the limits
Well,
of how loud I can sneeze too.
mine right in his Halloween costume and then banged on the door
I'm
for a
just
minute
saying yours
as
is
soon as I
adorable
went to talk.
tiger. Mine is breaking the sound barriers with his nose. So you know what? Like, it's fine. So anyway, what I was gonna say was, a lot of the times letting
Bless
go
you.
of that control of trying to basically hold water in your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to happen. You might have a little puddle, but like that little puddle is your life. You know what I'm saying? Like that right there is what you're going to be able to control. And the illusion of even doing that, I think it's a great idea to put yourself in a scenario where you did get to solve everything because in that moment your brain sometimes doesn't understand reality from fiction and it can help really find a resolution or like what Jade said where you take everything apart and you just like it's going to go in the wash. I'm going to wash myself. You know what I'm saying? Like for
Big
Morgan,
on
it's
all elements of that.
yeah,
Like
I was like
wiping down your house, but also
cleansing in
spiritually cleansing your house.
any form of that.
Something I was
Just
researching
Yeah.
taught, like with your solar plexus, or the manipura, like just locking that in before you go out, if you really
Mm,
oh yeah.
grab onto
that's
other
a new
people's
word.
energy,
That's
um,
a big word for Emma. Oh,
and then when you get home, like unlocking it, there's a practice, and then I like to put empath oil that I
Yep.
get from this lovely human.
me some too, right?
I did, I
Yes,
did.
it's awesome.
Gotta get
I'll say
Any
we don't get
blessed
anybody
scent
else
I found.
anything. Wow.
Listen, whoa! I hadn't even met you yet,
She's
but
like,
you're
in all
gonna.
fairness, you were not
Oh,
there.
okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm
We're just
done.
Any
kidnapping you so you can move closer so we can just like,
We were talking about that. Okay, sorry.
anyway, we formed
Um,
a plan.
any scent that you've like blessed, I've started with oils and then I have like other oils and I have like special gifted perfumes. Like I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like that's so beautiful, like always doing the wrist and like around the neck.
and then if you need it like grounding behind your ankles for your root chakra, the Muladhara,
Yes.
and
Love that.
keeping yourself grounded. But like what you said, Jade, going outside, touching the grass, and then when I'm back home, cleansing, like you said,
Yes.
cleansing.
Do you know a lot of the ways I really like to, you're speaking before you even go out. One of the things that I really like to do to incorporate an easy, I say full moon ritual, but like there ain't no ritual. It's me walking outside saying, you're going to take this energy and I need you to give them that energy. But I put my perfumes by the
Mm-hmm.
window, or if I know it's not going to rain, I will go put it out. And that is a form of veiling for me because I tend to lean towards very protective, like scents anyway. Like patchouli hate to see me coming. You know what I'm saying? But like me and patchouli go back pretty far. The other ones that are on there, and I can't think of the word right now, but it seems like a lot of my perfumes kind of carry the same like scent notes, and a lot of them are very like healing, like lavender and vanillas and stuff like that. They're used in spiritual practice with a lot of different stuff. And the other thing is like I know you've seen on a lot of us and stuff in various different times, but I'll gear up. Like I just came back from a pumpkin patch. So like this is my public outing kind of thing. Like I have amethyst on my ear. I have this is sodalite and then labradorite and then I have moss agate and then black tourmaline on this arm. And I would say there is also
I'm laughing because I'd realize I don't arm up for shit. Like I will literally
we're
just
gonna
go
we're
out and
just
I'm
gonna
just like,
slowly
do this.
Well,
facing this road out.
well, there's many levels of it too. Like maybe you dress in darker colors, which are associated with protection. Braiding your hair with intent, that's a form of protection. Like I
That's
love
okay,
wearing
Native
a braid
I'm
American.
out.
I
trying to
did
tell
too. I
you,
was like,
I'm
yours
literally
and
not
mine.
doing anything.
Yours
I'm
and mine.
trying to tell you, I literally
Um,
wake up and I'm just like, get in the car. Okay,
I
we gonna make
use
it. You know what I'm
Like,
saying? It was the worst that could
I
happen.
have
everybody know here I am. If everybody else's problem now,
no
this is
earth
mine.
sign. I also use like a rosemary oil in my hair. That's
It
protection, but
makes
it's also
amazing
just
hair
good,
oil.
and that's a form of
Your hair
veiling,
grows
right?
too.
So if you're just like washing and using hair products that are already a form of veiling and like blessing to you, that's how I am. Is like I'm blessing oils and I use it in my hair that stays in your hair. So if you're just doing it, out of habit and like ritual, you don't have to like mindfully do it every second.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
that lasts. You know what I mean?
I mean, the perfumes for me, because I'm such a Libra. Like smells are so important to me. Like when it comes to like Listen, the only way you're gonna hurt me is if you look at me and tell me I stink. If you tell me ugly, like, I'm not gonna believe you. You don't like my hair, I don't really care. I don't care how you think I'm dressed. You tell me I stink,
I'd be like, "You're a liar,
you lie, and also you hurt
and
me.
you don't like me. Bye."
I'm offended. So
I'd
for
be like, "I can
me,
wash this thing off. The
smells.
world will."
Yes. Yeah, well, I'm just saying, I was like, for me, smells are like a huge, wow, that was a weird face. A huge
Mhm.
veil. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. And for me, getting a whiff of it is like a little quick reminder for me also that
Yeah.
it's still being carried around. It's still being there. Also, I had a previous friend kind of like talk about a bubble, more of a literal walking energy bubble. I really think that's especially if you're a very visual person and really thrive on having something, well, I say visual, but people who can do it know exactly what I'm referring to. I think that's another really great way to do it. I mean, I know Morgan and I are over here just like click, clack, click, clack, click, clack. But that's maybe not everybody's like sensory wise. Like all of this is off by the end of the day. Cause like I can't if you find me around my house, this isn't on me. Because my house, is watered as fuck. And then also like my home energy is my safe energy. So like I don't really need this. Ask me when my kids were little, smaller, this was not my safe zone. I was ready to get out of my house. Please let me out of this place. But now you will have a hard time getting me out of my house.
Mm.
James.
Well, even the noises it makes too, that's sound magic right there. I mean, that's cleansing, that's a form of veiling too. And I sometimes I do get overwhelmed with jewelry since I have a smaller kid
Mm,
still. I have like a little seashell keychain that I carry in one of my bags and it jingles when I walk. Like, don't
especially if
worry,
I'm an
I'll
Aphrodite.
get you whether you want me to or not. I got the sound magic. It's creeping. So,
She's like,
there's different ways to even do that. Like that sparks joy for me, like jewelry
You know
does.
what? I didn't even actually I do. My necklace. I
Yeah.
didn't even realize I do not take this off. Like it is my
mhm.
yeah,
As a witch, like, you don't always realize when you're,
that's
transmuting
100%.
things,
I was
alchemizing.
like, oh look at the boobs. And I was like, wait, yeah.
Listen,
Those are
things
magic
get eaten in
too.
there. We forget things. I'll find some small rodents in there. I'm just kidding. I don't.
You
Oh,
are
Lord.
funny.
Listen, it's a war zone down there sometimes. But anyway, all that being said, I feel like you see people talk about, veiling and grounding, and these are just really kind of like simple ways to, you know, find yourself in a chaotic world, because if you can find yourself, you find that moment to trust yourself to know that you got your own back, even if you don't feel like it all the time. You got it. Your people are not going to let you fall, whether it's on the physical realm or the spiritual realm. I mean, this time of year, we're getting closer and closer to Samhain and Halloween. Like the veil is thin and it's just getting
Mhm.
thinner and thinner. And honestly, the more we move through, the more people, I guess you could say, waking up to energy and how much power they hold in themselves. You are your own power. You don't need somebody else to tell you you're powerful because that power is in every single one of us. And I think that's a big part of deconstruction, especially from a extremely religious background, because so much of what we were taught was to give that power to somebody else, to give that because we weren't worthy. We were born of sin. We were born um, needing salvation. But the beauty of letting that burden go, and finding that kind of peace and stuff is a beautiful moment in and of itself, empath, not empath, if that's a new word for you, all of that being said, you have the power to control what you take in at the end of the day. And it's hard. It's hard, especially when you're tired, especially as moms, and Morgan as an everyday, like busy boss lady woman over here. She's like, oh, I'm hanging on. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It is hard. And as women, let me just say that right now. We are just expected to carry so much mental burdens and
But
just
that's
our
yeah,
task load,
and I think
that's
all of us
defaulted
have
onto
that.
us.
We're the ones that are we're kind of like just thrown into this world saying, "Hey, you're the curse breaker. You're the ones breaking the
Hey,
curses.
did you
You're the
know you
ones."
wanted this? Like, by the way, this was getting served to you.
I mean, I know y'all can speak more to that too, of having to
Oh,
be the ones to
having living room kids. Well, I don't even living room. They're in my bed every day, and I don't it's not that my parents like forbode us for going into the room, but like you had to have a reason to be in there. Like you're not just like hanging out in their room because then they're like, why are you in here? So to me, this attachment is really kind of a fun journey and stuff and also learning how to absorb their energy and not taking too much of it myself, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, I would say, like, it's hard for me not to absorb their chaos, and not even in a bad way, but you know what I'm saying? Like, Jade, you got a 3-year-old, but mine are a little bit older, but there are days where they're just, like, in each other's faces, and I'm like, "What happened? Like, what is the malfunction?" That is, like, our phrase here, like, "What
what is
is the
some
malfunction here?" And we're doing a good job on since they're a little bit older, one's about to be 8 this Sunday, and my other one is 10. They're getting a lot better about finally using their words. That's a big phrase here too, like use your words because there's there is chaos that we work with. There's chaos and all of that, but there is also like we were talking about firm boundaries that need to be in place because we eat too much of that. We're over here just like I'm gonna I'm gonna go. I'm gonna change my identity. I'm gonna move across to Europe. Nobody's gonna find me again. But
Hoping to
unfortunately,
find one of those, like,
stop
communes or
telling.
whatever they call them
whenever
with
you're
the
Listen,
ready.
old ladies and everybody just
Scotland
pitches
said that
in with the
they'll pay us
vegetables.
for living on a
Nobody
remote island,
shaves.
and I don't know about reproduction, but my kids can handle that part later. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my problem. I brought the utilities, okay? Anyway, but that being said, I would say, like, the last little thing I wanna kind of touch on, being an empath in a loud world is your intuition versus absorption. That's kinda like what we were talking about just now. Jade, you actually mentioned this exactly was is this feeling mine or is this someone else's? Is this something I'm carrying around that, for me, like it's a situation I've been ruminating on for a long time. For, other people, it's family matters that are ruminating. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much that you take on that is not technically your burden to bear. You can't control other people's actions. You can't control certain situations. You can only deal with what it is. And I used to run myself into the ground trying to find a way to fix everything and make sure. I mean, this
Mm,
probably goes back to me meeting a Libra too, but like finding balance for me. And if my scales are off, that is the quickest way I am not okay. Like if there's something in my life that is like throwing me off or whatever, I mean it's hard for me not to have it kind of like I wear my heart on my sleeves. My emotions
yeah.
are I have a hard time controlling my face. Real hard time. Real real hard
Get pulled
time.
out in the workplace, like, "You good?"
And I think part of motherhood and all that's coming into the world and like emotional burnout, in order to be able to spot when you're burned out, you have to be living in your body, right? We can't be outside of our body in a
Yeah,
panic,
that dissociate.
dissociating, like multiple times a day, having a toddler. I have to like get back inside my body and be like, slow down. What are we doing? What are we actually panicking about? Is it just because you're
Yes.
overstimulated? 90% of the time, it's because I'm overstimulated, not because we're actually in a rush or the world's ending, but because I'm overstimulated. And kids are not in a rush.
Not and honestly, I can
And we
use
don't need to teach anybody, honestly, because like
no, and I feel
learning
like I'm
not
teaching
to
that
let yourself get burned
anxiety.
out is
Yeah.
teaching your emotional regulation and staying in your body. That's emotional regulation. Learning not to let yourself get to the point of burnt out to where you're
Mhm.
like losing your mind on your
Where you're
husband.
like,
Then
"I'm done. I can't handle it."
that's a part of emotional regulation. It's really being like, okay, who am I mad at? Or am I just tired and do I need a nap?
Do
It's
I
always
want
that one.
a nap?
It's always that one.
Somebody need to bring me chocolate, coffee, one of the maybe all of it combined together,
Yeah.
right, you know?
It's
No.
just being mindful, I think, with everything. That's what really keeps us from getting to that
Yeah, and
breaking
I'm gonna
point and
say,
with yourself,
those are great.
what you're
Those
feeling.
exactly. And the other thing I was gonna say, I'm gonna include in the show notes, I'm gonna see if I can do it on my podcast, for sure on YouTube, but some simple grounding practices that is just, anything around the house you can use. You know, I love having my little crystal things and my little hoo-ha, my little clicky clackies, but like you don't have to have that. Talking about, hair products. We talk about perfume. We've talked about a lot of different things.
Right.
Braids. I
Like
mean, like,
physical acts
use
too.
what you got. I hate how much the aesthetic is more.
You must have this product. You
Yes,
must
you
this.
have to have
Yes.
this if you use this. I was like, and I feel like that deters so many people from even starting a journey, starting a path because they're like, well,
Can I cut in? The
yeah,
only thing that requires you to do something that particular with that many instructions is a cult. Unless they are paying you to do it, that is a cult. Nothing about your craft should be exactly from anybody's point of view because then it is not your craft.
I love how
yes.
close you got to the camera.
I
She's like,
just need
listen
everyone to
to
hear me
me.
because it's so
Hear
from
it.
the heart. Like, if you are paying an Etsy witch or you're following somebody on TikTok and they are saying you have to have this grass root from the middle of
No,
earth or this spell will not work, they're
Frodo Baggins
bananas.
came back from Middle
They're
Earth to save
bananas.
you.
Yes. Being a witch is understanding like the earth is there, it provides for you. Your craft is supposed to be what
Your
fills
own.
you with joy, makes you feel protected, and makes you feel like you're not an insane person in this crazy world.
Yeah.
So, yes, there's always a substitute. I just need something I wish somebody would have looked at me and said because I feel like when you first get into this or you first trying to get in touch, you're looking for answers everywhere. And it's like, babe, they're within you. They're within you. Slow
All of
down.
it's inside. All of it's inside. If you can sit there, I would say quiet is not always the word that you'll be able to use, but if you're
Just
able
with
to
yourself.
internalize quietly enough to hear yourself talk back. I got few voices in there that talked back to me,
Oh,
but
one's definitely intuition. Once
one of
you go
them
to
is.
move over, she's under there. One of them
And
comes from your gut.
women, this is Calypso. Women are born with such a fantastic intuition. And, unfortunately, living in a patriarchal like society here, it's been taught to not listen to that
Yeah.
voice. We've been taught to
Yeah.
doubt instead of listen to what we know is right. You know, my one little sad story here of my intuition knowing. It was like I could not be argued with. My son, when he got diagnosed with the Putz-Jaeger syndrome, it was just a couple little freckles that popped up onto his lips. And, at first I didn't think much of it, but they kept going and then they would appear like in his mouth some. And so I got with his pediatrician and I said, "Hey, I don't think these are freckles. And the only thing that I can, pull up that's even referring to this is something that's supposed to be like super rare. I don't want to over spiral with this, but I need you to like tell me I'm not crazy, but I don't know. It was one of the things when I started reading it, I started looking at it and I was like, like it, I don't know. I just knew. I just knew. And
Well,
everybody in my,
that's even in
yeah,
animal nature, girl. Like
it
humans are the only ones that disregard nature for what we're being
yeah.
taught. Animals don't do that. When animals sense fear, they run or they attack.
And if they're wrong,
Humans
oh
are like,
well, I'm alive.
I don't know, this giant scary like man's coming at me. Should I just keep walking near him? I don't
No,
know. Like
exactly. And when everybody in
not
my
on the sake
world,
of
yes,
politeness. We do things on the sake of politeness. Animals don't. So like the
100%.
intuition's always there. It's just about honoring her.
Well, and the thing
Mothers
that was
know.
frustrating, especially and kind of like going back to that, is like you're arguing with people in your day to day that, you know, and it wasn't that they weren't trying to take me serious, but more placating to, oh, it's fine, it's not going to be that. You are just, a WebMD holic, like you don't know. I'm like,
Unfortunately, doctors have huge egos. I
I
think it
was
takes one to be a doctor though,
so
so I think that tracks.
so fortunate to have the pediatrician that I had with the boys. She actually just retired and I legitimately cried. But the pediatrician I had with the boys when they were growing up, when they were little, empowered me so much, like as
Oh
a
yeah.
mother, and really encouraged that intuition. She was this little Filipino doctor. She was the best thing ever. She was so encouraging for me, extended like breastfeeding, and we co-slept and all of that stuff.
That support makes like all the
That
difference.
right
You know
there,
what that just made
yes.
me think of though? Is like Sabrina with your job, like how you are that angel or that spiritual, wonderful human for so many people, like the lives you touch. And I
I'm
know
not surprised you're tired. Honestly, it's a lot.
like in how you may struggle with, either the absorption of it all or your intuition, like where that takes you. And
No, I
Oh,
agree
that's so
100%.
sweet. I feel seen. Thank you, Morgan.
Girl, you take home more than any of us. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're saying, listen, she's like, I'm not,
she's
but
got
just,
her
I'm not,
eyebrows,
yeah.
she's
she's
got
like,
her hair.
but
She's
just,
But
not.
when you
Uh,
say you're too tired to do certain practices, girl, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot of
you're out there doing
alchemizing
the
just within
physical,
your work.
actual, like, boots
Yeah.
on the ground kind of work
So you
here.
Like
deserve
the
all
front
the
of the line.
flowers because it's empath in a hard world. I mean, you really see both sides of it. So
You see the worst of the worst in a lot of
yeah.
things, and especially the people who don't feel like
We don't
empathy at
appreciate,
all.
yeah.
They are literally, what is it? Yeah, what do you mean I have to take care of this person and treat him like a human being? What? For me, it's one of those things. I have to remember that I don't actually know everyone, and the feelings I feel for the person on the internet is real, but also it's not real.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Don't tell me I'm a
Yeah.
Pisces.
Well, I think that's even a really good point to like staying when things get really hard as an empath. I think sometimes you can get overwhelmed enough to where you can choose to kind of like not turn it off, but it gets so loud that it's hard to extend kindness or to pour into yourself.
Yes.
So that really talks about being able to spot like that overload so that you don't become the opposite, right? Like we don't want to be too sensitive and have all of our walls down all the time to where we're just letting every stranger's opinion hurt us, but at the same time you don't want to like unaddress it to the point where you become so angry that it's at everyone or it's
Almost like
so frustrating and
resentful.
all
You
that.
don't wanna
Yeah.
you don't wanna do it to where you become
Cold.
cold, resentful. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Like,
Where you
I think that's a practice of being an empath is remember
Oh, yeah.
figuring out
Yeah.
what works for you to stay somewhere in the middle. Like,
Because
how
I
much can you give without it being the last bit you
Oh,
can
losing you,
give?
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Sabrina, what
And
do you think?
yeah.
She's like,
I
"It's been
know.
a long day." No, honestly,
It
it has.
has.
I
No, I mean, I agree with what Jade said. And I think what I'm actually like sitting here is like, what do I do? Like, whenever I realize my necklace, like, what do I do that, you know, helps me? And like, I get really, really overwhelmed sometimes or overstimulated, more so overstimulated with like, there's so much to do. There's so much to do. Or even I have not achieved enough. That is like a big thing that as a 36-year-old single mom, like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not like, am I showing my child what she should be shown or whatever? You know what I'm saying? And so I think about those things and it's just like, I'm very fortunate to have the women that I have in my life. I have like two male friends. I have my brothers, of course, but like two male friends or three male friends that I've, carried with me since college. But the females in my life, like when I am down or when I am not okay, I guess you could say, they are very quick to tell me, like, girl, do you know how far you've come? Seriously, do you know how far you've come? And it is so hard to see that. It is so hard to see that. And I'm very thankful for those things because then I start doing it myself. Like I used to want everything that I've ever wanted, honestly, I've always gotten. And it's like you remind yourself of like how powerful you are. You
Yes,
know what
you
I'm
are.
saying?
What sounds like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
powerful circle, a secure,
Yeah.
like you're
And so
surrounded
that's I
well
agree with Jade as far as like being burnt out. You got to figure out exactly how much you can give without giving too much. And honestly,
And
I think
also
that's
the cup is
extremely
empty.
hard. I don't
well, it's
blame
a
or
part
I
of
don't.
boundaries. Boundaries are
Yeah,
not easy. Like
they are
all that
not.
ties into
They are
being able
not.
to be looked in the face and have someone try and push on them and you go,
Especially
no.
people you love.
Yeah.
Especially people you love. You know how hard it is to say no to people that I love? I'm like, I want to die for you, but also like I'm gonna die.
I
Yeah.
that that I don't have
Yeah, it took. Listen, at my big age right now, it took me. Honestly, I still really struggle with it, and honestly, I truly appreciate woman I have right now in front of me because at no point in time have you ever, let me just give kudos where it's belong, ever made me feel bad for needing to have a human moment. You know what I'm saying? Like you have never made me feel inconvenient. I'm gonna get emotional right now.
tweet.
You've never made me feel like I'm too much, like what I bring to the table is too much. And I want to say that is such a rare thing to find in this day and age because there are so many people telling you what's wrong or what you can improve on, and not enough people telling you how far you've come. Because I don't associate with people who aren't, not that I'm saying you have to be ambitious all the time or anything like that, but like I don't associate with losers. I don't associate with people who are gonna just spend their times running around in a circle and being mean. Like, I cannot stand mean girl energy. I cannot stand, uh, you know, the
Unless it's like
listen,
good
now if
mean
you're
girl
perpetuating it
energy.
first, I'll match that energy real quick. Let's be
No, but
real.
when you say mean girl energy, Jade has mean girl energy, but I
Yeah,
love it
but
because
you know
it's
what I mean?
like,
Like, if you approach me
yes,
on a bench, though, I'm the
yes. Or
roommate. Like, if
even
you were to look
like
So
if I
I
tell
can't
her
tell you
a
how many
man has hurt
wrestling,
me,
like, faces and
I
me.
I
like
don't come off as a nice person, but I am a deeply loyal, deeply
Yes,
kind person.
but you have to earn that. Do you know what I
yeah,
I'm a
mean?
I am fire and
I was
then
like,
I have earth and I am aware I'm not always aware of it either. I don't realize that
But
when
I
you
think
first
that's the
meet me,
beauty
it's
in
like
it,
a
though.
firecracker. Like
Listen,
for me, I'm like, oh, I handled that totally cool. And it's like, girl, you were on top of the table dancing. Like you would thought you were having like everybody was on the same
listen, my
vibe.
husband knows that if I'm going out with you, I am not going to be the scariest one in the group for once. And I love not having to keep that role
scary dog
advocated.
privilege.
I'm over here going, where's Jade?
I it's just also like if you look at my upbringing, like if you see how much like it was completely different as a child. Like that was very like it was kind of knocked
That
out
was
of me.
not
And I've even
celebrated.
had elders say, like, the world has not tried to knock that out of you and you just don't shut up. And I said, that's right, I don't.
I don't.
You can keep trying that, but and I think that's my willpower. And I understand not everybody's gonna like it. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, you did so much. Like everyone's mad at you. And it's like, girl, they didn't say that to you.
Yeah, I know.
Breathe.
Ooh,
and
that's
So
even
like
if
and
they
projection.
it's like
are,
The tip
they'll
of the
get
it's a
over it
iceberg
price
right
of
or
now.
they
Real,
won't.
real
being
star on this one.
yourself. And sometimes people are gonna like weed themselves out by being ugly. I only want people that like want to laugh with me, that are gonna be like, yes, girl, get on that table. I don't want anyone that's gonna be like, how dare
How's
you
your
be having
bullhorn?
fun?
I
Yeah.
love it. I
Yeah,
love it
like I,
because Jade
into
has
a healthy
so
amount.
much energy. She has so much energy that I don't have to have energy.
Yeah.
Like I
Yep.
can be the quiet friend and she can just bounce. And I'm just like, yes. And I'm like living vicariously through you. And I'm just like,
Go, go.
yes, say it,
That's
say
all
it,
I want.
say
That's what
it.
I say. I adopt introverts. Like I think
Mm.
Morgan, first time I met her, I was like, I heard a lot about you.
Oh,
We're friends now. And she was probably like, oh no. But it's because I typically the introverts are the ones that have the, like if you're not there's a
Like,
difference between naturally being the loudest in the room and being the loudest because you're a jackass, right?
ooh,
So
yes.
I naturally gravitate towards the people where I'm like, you're being mindful, like I can tell you're protecting yourself, but you seem kind. That's where I'm like, come on, show me how funny you are. Like, let's get you out of
I
your
was in
shell. Like, I
there.
want you
Sweet
to be
baby.
having
Love
fun. Yeah.
it.
I'm not gonna make you get on the table, but I'm at least gonna like share a drink with you. You
I
know,
may
like
not always be the loudest in the room, but I'm gonna be the weirdest. I'm gonna say that for right now. Like, I'm gonna
I'm
be weird.
accidentally always the loudest, even when I'm like, I'm gonna be mysterious and quiet.
I don't know what I am.
That's a
I'm not
cute.
sure.
That was
Like this
cute.
group.
I feel
Yeah.
like you, as a Pisces, are very observant with a lot of things. Now, if you are shown that that energy is safe, this one takes over. I will say,
Oh
like,
yeah.
you're a little party animal, you know? But Jade will start the party and Morgan will finish it. Let's just say that right now.
I feel like
And me
I'm
and
also
Sabrina are
like
in the corner
that.
just like,
That's a weird one. I don't like that.
Probably on the couch taking a nap.
listen, listen.
I think I have to be
Everybody knows my
like
nap
wake me
time.
up when we gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? Like wake me up when it's at that point. You know
Listen,
what
Well,
I'm
it's
saying?
just your earth. Like I'm married an earth sign and I love having somebody that's comfortable at home because it makes me sit my butt down and be at home. It makes me watch a movie. It makes me slow down. Without him, I've severely struggled to slow down. It was like, okay, like the only way I did is I would be so sick that I was like needing the hospital to get fluids. Like
Mhm.
I
You
don't
were
know
forced to
when to
not.
She was like,
stop.
"Hospitalize me."
And that's been like no, like literally dehydration. It's like that has been I think meeting him young has really taught me that because like before it's like I was the epitome of a Sagittarius. Like if I just keep running, none of this can catch up. And it's like
Mm,
that's a joke. That was
Mm.
Keel. You don't run that fast, baby. Sit down.
It'll
And so
catch up
like
eventually.
there is a balance. Like having friends, you say I bring you out and you know when you're going out, all right, we'll kind of be having more of these interactions. Versus like when we have a stay night, it's so nice to do crafts with you. Like that's where like it's
Duality.
And you know
easy.
what?
Yeah,
Having
you don't have
people
to raise
in
your
your life
voice.
that don't make you feel bad about it.
Oh,
No,
That
there's
is
balance in
like
it
the
all.
biggest, like I love so much that I don't have anybody in my life anymore that is like, "Oh, well, you don't ever come." Like, I love to be invited, but please understand that up until, like, a minute before it's time to do it, I you it's like a, I don't know.
Well,
I
I
don't
think
we'll
know.
it's
see who
also
shows
a
up to the party.
giant misconception that you have to agree with your friends all the time and that you have to enjoy what they
Yeah.
do all the time. The whole idea of friendship is this ebb and flow. Like you need to have like, have your partner, have your children, have your job, be who you're going to be in these other elements. Your friends are who you are when you strip that all away. And it's not supposed to be like, I want to do what you want to do all the time. It's like, let's
That's
just try to get
boring.
together from time to time.
and then
Whether that's
communicate.
staying in or going out, finding a balance. Like we all have something we can learn from each
Oh,
other.
I don't want somebody up my ass all the time, doing everything that I
But
do.
we have children, they're
Yeah.
already there. That's box taken.
Yes.
So
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I love having each of y'all's unique energy because
Honestly, it reminded me the other night with Natalie.
yes.
Whenever she was doing my hands, she was doing my nails, and we didn't talk. We literally sat and looked at,
Oh,
It was
um
like Lucifer or something we were watching
yeah,
or whatever. It
yeah,
was like, 'cause
and
you
it
were
was
over it, it was just you just
quiet.
stayed on. I
Yeah,
having
it
friends
was
you can
so
really also do that with, like, like, when Jade and I get together, it is because that's where our energy is, and, like but, like, having people that you can match energy or meet with each other and be able to sit in each other's energy, whatever that is in that moment, and not feel that awkward obligations to make it anything else other than what it is. And when you find that
so
natural rhythm with people and you surround like yourself around people, for once you're not feeling exhausted when you're leaving a
yeah.
function. For once you're not. I mean, yeah, I'm always going to be tired from socialization, regardless of who it is. I mean, like I could be talking to myself for hours, and like I'm still gonna be tired at the end of it. You
well,
know?
I burn out in one night and then I need a week not to
Oh
go.
yeah.
So like even the loudest, most energetic person you know is like, actually I'm good. Nobody look at me for a week. Like,
Man,
please.
I'm gonna have to find that TikTok I saw today, and it was talking about an introverted person who becomes extroverted depending on the energy
they're
or the
around.
people that they're around, and I can't think of what the specific word for it was. Um, it I really feel like I resonated with that quite a bit because, I am not gonna bring the same energy to every function. I am not always going to be the social butterfly of a thing. Anyway,
You shouldn't
it
be
is
with people that expect you to be
yeah.
the exact same either, because like that's exact. It's a give and flow. Like that should all be honored. You're not always going to be put on and like ready. Sometimes you show up
It's not
to
a
the
show.
function
Right, it's
to
not a
support your
performance.
friend, and you don't look like you're ready to be at the function, and you only stay for an hour, and you say I love you, and you leave, and it's okay. Like
Yes, and I never want to feel let me just preface this right now. If you ever feel like you have to perform around me, slap the fuck out of me. I'm just gonna say that right now because I'm not giving the correct energy at that point in time, and I need some kind of reset. Because I want at any point in time people I love and care about to feel fine bringing whatever energy they have to bring, even if it's none. I don't care. I don't need friends to give me things. I don't need friends to do things for me. I just want them to show up where they're at, to show up. And, you know, whether that's a season of trying to figure out, a new pattern, a new way of doing things, like, if you're genuine with people and you are open, your friends should be with you through any season hiding things or making yourself into your own like isolation when it comes to things like that, especially with rumination. I feel like rumination is a huge thing that I feel like gets us stuck in a lot of things. And as long as you have people to bring you back, to bring your feet back onto the ground, to ground you, going back to everything like that. You have those people, the practices, small or big, to remind you that you're here, you are supported, even if you don't feel like it, you are supported, you're not alone. Even if it's an online community, any
Yeah.
kind of community is community.
Yeah.
And, nobody should feel bad
So
for needing it
no,
either.
you have your choices. You've got the physical, the
Hmm.
crystals. You've got your hands, your body movements. You've got friends. You've got family. You've got your circle of trust. Whichever. I mean, this is what it's
And
at.
you've got yourself.
And yeah, you've always got
Oh,
Your
yourself.
love,
You
baby.
gotta honor her. She's
Yeah.
important.
multiple personalities.
You
Yeah,
got a
all
lot
You
of
of
know
them
them.
to
what?
choose from.
I
Burn
was
them all
sitting
in.
here and I'm just like, I'm so glad that none of my friends are like societal normal people. You know what I'm saying? Like all of us are just like, I love it. I love it.
When
I
I
love it.
when I have to meet people, you're gonna, and I'm not saying this like in a mean way, but like when I have to meet normal people in like everyday thing, I'm always like, are we cool? No. Yeah. No. Okay. No. No.
I think when we look at like the normal, because it is even bigger than us, right? It's like the idea of normal. Those are typically people that aren't awakened to the fact that they're like trying to play this game that they're never going to win, and it's
Mhm.
based in the patriarchy. Like this was taught
Yep.
over time. It was like starting with like women's suffrage. Women shouldn't gossip. Women shouldn't do this. Like there is community with so many things that we do as women, and the way that we gather is so different than when we gather even just with men.
Yeah. No, and
TikTok
There's
has
so much
taught
beauty
me.
in
that
that.
is that is a huge thing that I love doing is people, because especially like, I mean, you can see my hair and some of it, like I've had many colors in my hair at this
Well,
point in time.
was it? It's a form of internalized misogyny. That's what
Yeah.
I recently learned about. Like when you are living that, it's because you're literally living in a world that was created by
That you
men. You're like,
created. Yeah. Well, the
"Oh,
world
I need to,
created, you
I need to
created.
do exactly like this." And I think in
Yeah.
the South, it's really hard. Like I recently had to go to, an engagement party for a friend,
Oh, yeah.
and they were not. They were. Can I say it? Okay, no, 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 no.
It's
You know
Cheyenne,
what's
right,
sad?
ma'am?
I'm almost more comfortable with the hillbilly country redneck. They're not always right. Sometimes they say very wrong things, and I got a gentle pair in them. But I'm almost more comfortable with that because they don't know how to mask. They don't have the money that means
Yes.
that they need a mask, right? So what you see is they're completely intolerant idiots. It shows. It's the opposite. It's the people with money, the people that are just they're analyzing everything you're doing and being. I mean, I'm standing there taking care of my son, and one of the girls
Backhanded
looks at my
compliments
tattooed
or
arm and just stank face the whole way up. And I'm like, and if I looked at you, you'd probably shit your pants right now.
mm,
But I was like, okay, we're just gonna keep it moving. But it's like you don't even like, what did you hate me for? Because you don't feel comfortable getting that many
they
tattoos and you
hate
think
you
that you
because
won't feel pretty in it?
yeah, they
Mm.
Like, what
allow
is it?
themselves that freedom.
Because it's
Understand?
not me. Yeah, I
Mhm.
wasn't being rude. Like, I didn't even
It's
get
never
You
you.
introduced
were
to
just
this
sitting
woman.
there.
Yeah, it's never
But you can
you as
feel
the
it. It's
problem.
them sitting there. When you are like judging someone that harshly, sometimes you have to go, oh, am I projecting? Like, especially if it's someone you don't know. It's like, what about them don't I like that I am zoning in on that?
Oh, yeah.
And those type of people, that money, like the masking, they don't even
No
realize
amount of
that they're
money can buy
doing
that kind
this
of class,
dance.
though.
But that's why you'll also get in interactions with people and they'll like dance around the question. Like they think everything you say is going to be in between the lines. So me, I'm very forward. They're like, well, what does that mean? I'm like, it doesn't mean anything. It means what I just said, which is like, no, thank you.
There is a sweet little autistic community that does these little shirts that says, "Don't hear what I'm not saying."
I
Yes.
saw
And
that.
that's like
I
the
like that.
story of my life.
I love that little saying so much that I've used it. I was like, "Don't hear what I'm not saying."
But that one's such a social norm, especially in the South. Like it's this, bless your
What did you
heart.
mean
They're
by
not
that?
saying
Yeah,
bless your
like,
heart
bless
most of the
your
time.
heart.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
very double-sided,
we
and
just
I
can
don't
throw
play
that
that
off
game.
together.
Yeah.
I just could never. I just could never.
And you
Well,
know
you never
what? They
allowed
should be
yourself to have an
happy I
imagination.
retired that game.
I'm sorry you don't have an imagination.
Yeah, it's really rooted in a lot of hatred and a lot of anger. Like, what? why are you so angry that you feel the need to dictate other people how they
Oh,
express themselves? Like, that's not okay. We need to look
when your
inward.
misery needs to be spread around just to make
Yeah.
yourself feel better about
Misery
being
loves
miserable yourself.
company.
It's like, and you gotta, when you realize that they're not, it's not even like awoken, it's just not honoring themselves down to their core. Those type of people aren't sitting in their bodies, aren't figuring out what they like, what they think, what they appreciate.
That's why they chop
I
themselves
think
up
I'm
and
just
look the
gonna,
way they do.
yeah, I'm just gonna point and be like, ew, you're unhappy.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
sometimes I realize I make
so
people super
miserable.
uncomfortable because of that forwardness. I accidentally will ask the question that they don't want to hear. Sometimes forwardness, it's like that's the one question people aren't addressing. So that is the scariest thing you could say.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you being mean to me right now?
Yeah.
They just, yeah, you don't know
Unless
because
you've
you
got that
don't have a
narcissistic person,
reason.
it's like, are you so sensitive?
Yeah,
Yeah,
imagine being this
and
sensitive
then you
about
hear
something
you're
and you broke it.
disrespectful, and I'm like, nothing about that was disrespectful.
I'm
So
doing that too.
yeah, that's, but
It's not.
I feel like as an empath too, when you start realizing some people are not on the same healing level as you, some people are not there. They cannot recognize that they are being literally the worst human being in the entire world. Like somewhere in the world, there's the worst lady you've ever met being like, I'm getting into heaven for sure. Like, you know what I mean? That audacity.
I just watched The
Just
Perfect Neighbor. Let me
I
just
did
say,
too.
she thought she was the most innocent lady in the world. She thought she was just, I'm a victim. What do you mean? I, Jade,
I'm not gonna lie. I really don't think that she thought that.
I,
I
I
really
don't
thought
know.
that
I mean,
she
like,
said,
the
like, I think
audacity of
she knew
her.
what she was doing was wrong, but she 100% didn't care because she was right, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
She was
she
white.
knew
I
what
mean,
she was
what?
doing was wrong. But, like, yeah, she's just
Well, and
like,
you got to
but
think
even
when
if,
people are speaking that hate, they really believe in themselves.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, she
those
really
are the
thought that
most
she was the victim
confident
in her story,
people.
though. Really
Those
and
are the
truly.
most confident people. I will never understand the wrong, the loudest or the most wrong people, like minded and all of those things. Those are the most
I,
Wish
confident
I had a
people.
fraction
I
of the
always say if
audacity.
I'm commenting on how loud you are, that says something because I love it. Get loud with me, but you have to be spewing some kind of complete garbage out of your mouth for me to be like, all right, let's let's shut
Yeah.
it down, girl.
Bump the brakes.
Like, otherwise, I'm like, yes, get as loud, like, do
You
your
know what?
thing.
Going back to, I guess, empath boundaries and all of those things, something that also helps is realizing, or at least something that TikTok has taught me, I don't have an original experience.
Oh
Not
no,
one.
I love finding
Not
them,
a
though. You
one.
know what? Honestly, though, when I find them, I'm like, yes, I'm not
I do
alone.
too. I do too. I do too. Because there was
I feel
one
so
where
validated.
it was like, oh, those people that like create stories in their mind. And I was like, wait,
wait,
like I thought I was like actually like
Out
I
here.
didn't tell people it was happening because I was like, okay, nobody needs to know that. Like,
that makes us feel so
yeah,
interconnected too. Like, there's
it
no
does.
prompting, no nothing. Our
Yeah.
brains just naturally, like, we're just so human down to our
And all
core.
of us are living the exact same lives and doing the exact same thing.
Mm.
And
I think that's scary for some people to realize. I think it's
yeah,
scary for some
it
people to look
really
over and go,
is.
"Oh my god, she doesn't know what she's doing either."
Yep.
Because it makes you face you like we're all figuring it out.
Yep.
That 50-year-old lady is
We're
still
all
figuring it out.
lost.
Yeah.
Nobody
We are
knows
all
what they do.
just flying
Some of
around,
us are
bumping into
just
each
so
other.
dumb. We walk around going, "I
Oh,
know more than
that
you."
don't.
TikTok
Yeah.
cycle where it's like I've got my K-pop, Demon Hunter music going, and she's just going through the lanes of traffic.
Yes.
Good luck.
Just like, meow. No, I feel like just to kind of round it out because I feel like we've kind of hit most of our little topic notes on this, and but I will say like I I love hearing fellow empaths, fellow highly sensitive people talk about, their experiences and ways that they find, peace and such, chaos and stuff, because it really, just talking about what we were just talking about, the community side of it,
Mm,
in moments where we feel so alone, like, oh, I can't be the only one like thinking this. We're not, we're not.
I wanted to shake my head or want my
I
eyebrows.
mean, let me have my Britney Spears moment here. I just don't want to have the regrowth, okay? But will you wear wigs? Probably. I don't know.
When you wear rings.
But you know what? what
Mhm.
also, like, share with us what you do.
Yes,
Like,
please. I want to hear from people. Please put your weird comments. I don't really be nice. Be nice. I'm gonna put that person on
Jane,
Well, so I will be filtering out words and limiting comments anyways, or helping somebody to figure out how to do
I
it.
will mute you, and I will too.
I don't feel bad, like, not in my
listen,
personal life, not in, like, because you know what? You know when cyberbullying ends? When I close the computer, biatches. That's when
No.
I'm like, "Yeah,
Bring
click."
back the flip phone snap. I'm just saying the
'Cause you know what? They would never say it to you in your face. That would be a very bad idea.
no.
For Texas women, I don't recommend that. That is not an
yeah.
encouragement, seriously.
We just need Jade and my younger sister. It'll be over.
Listen, listen.
What is
I
that?
don't think people realize like weird people, at least like me, or even weird people, okay?
No.
Like when you say mean things, I'm like, "Rrr," like I don't
I've
what do you mean?
absolutely
Like
like
I
your
can
head
do
hit that
whatever I
trigger 50
want,
times in my
okay?
head. Yeah. I was like, I actually, those like little cut scenes that people have when they're like staring at people who are being like really big assholes.
Yes.
Like that's going on in my brain right now. And I hope you see it on my face. Like,
Yes.
That's just
Yep.
what I do. I literally blank stare at them. Sometimes even I exercise silence. Believe it or not. When
I've
I
heard it.
really am
I've
like,
heard
so
it
what
where
are you
you're
gonna
like,
say?
you're not worth
You
it.
get
It's
quiet
not
and they just
even,
start
I'm quiet, but my
regurgitating. Yeah.
face isn't, or my thoughts. I gotta work on my poker face.
No, I want to hear everybody's
Yeah,
protection
I would love
practices
that.
and
Even if
everything.
you absolutely have nothing, like I claimed to at the
Yeah.
beginning of this, right? Even if you're like literally drowning, let us know. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to know, and I want to know like what you would need to
No.
stop drowning.
Mm,
I think that's a big thing. Like, how do we help each other?
mhm,
How
Ah.
do we make the world better?
mm.
oh,
Because
yeah.
nobody's talking to each other, nobody's doing anything.
Well,
Like
that's why they wanted to take
none
TikTok
of us
away
are living
initially.
original
Yeah.
experiences and we still don't talk to each other. There's no communication.
No, that's what
Oh, absolutely. That's the number one problem is everybody, yeah, it's just, and if they are speaking, it's just spewing hate instead of being open to learning. And it's like, it's sad. Like when human, but that's, it goes back to emotional regulations and about like when we live outside of our bodies as humans and we're just walking around spewing hate like that, even if you're not religious, even if you're not spiritual, like, that affects other people. You know that you're leaving hate wherever you go. Like, you know what it
And
feels
those
like.
people
Yeah.
probably do stink.
Oh,
I
no, they
want you
do.
to know
You
if you're a
literally
hater, you
rot
probably
from the
stink.
inside out. Yeah.
Yep,
You're
exactly.
Okay,
rusty.
side note,
You probably
I
look
think
like
I
turtle
sent it.
milk. That's how it
Yeah.
works.
Okay, so I think I sent this to you where they did that experiment with mold and they literally spoke like words of affirmation, like I love
Yes,
you,
yes,
I
yes,
love
yes,
you, I love you
yes.
with the rice. It was with the rice.
Yep.
Yes.
And then their other one was like, I hate you, I hate you. Like,
And then the other one was ignored.
and it was ignored. Was the other one that it ignored had some things too, but like being ignored is also energy, whether you say it or not. Like
Yeah.
you choose
It's
the
passive aggressive. Yeah,
mm,
yeah, yeah. Passive aggressive, whether people realize it or not, they're like, even when you're not saying something and you're walking around being snooty, we much see
I
in the
love that word
South.
snooty.
stupid.
That's uppity, snooty, that when you walk
Really
around like
down.
you smelt something that stank. Yeah,
Mm.
that, whatever
And that's
that is,
why
I
you
want to
have
just,
crow's feet, not from
yes, and that's why you look
Yeah.
like
sideways.
Colonel Milk. That's why your kids don't talk to you anymore. I
What
can
about if
tell
I
you
have the
exactly
smile
why.
lines? I'll take smile lines all day, but if I got
Exactly.
the
But it literally, it will rot you from the inside. Like we've seen it. There's plenty of people that you can see that have made like full careers on
that's why
hate
your kids
platforms
don't
that
talk
look
to you. Yeah.
rough.
And that's why your neck looked like a turkey.
I get it.
Exactly. And it just, when you walk around with that, like even think about plants have frequencies. You think
Oh
that you
yeah.
don't affect anything? Like if a plant has frequencies and can hear you, plants grow when you talk to them. Like,
Trees have an entire family network, by the
yeah.
way.
And you think humans aren't more complex and we don't need to have discussions? Like even being passive aggressive, that's just a form of like not communicating, not facing things. And I understand
I
confrontation
didn't
is
smell
hard, but
any smoke.
yeah, no, literally.
I'm so sorry, guys. I thought I was on mute and I was talking to Charlie. And I was like, "Did you actually
Oh, I
bathe?"
thought you were talking about rotten people. I was like, yeah,
No,
no soap. No
You're
soap.
fine.
I thought I was
Girl,
on
do you
mute.
know how
Sorry.
many times I have to ask that for the boy? Did you use soap? Let me smell your head.
I've
Let me
got
smell your pits.
5 minutes, y'all. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was saying, like, we're around.
I don't remember what I was saying, so wrap it up. I have no idea. I was going somewhere with that. It's fine.
Listen, we'll
I'm
talk
so
about it.
sorry.
Don't
I'm
let
so
us.
sorry.
You're fine.
No, I'm like, I can't tell you. Can't tell you.
Well,
I'm so glad we
Mm-mm,
can deviate
Charlie.
this episode.
I know, like, she's not we did not exclude her or anything, we just had issues with the last one, but I think we're
Oh
finally
no, it
hitting a
just did
groove of
not want to
this,
work.
and
That's all right.
we're finally figuring it out. Okay, I guess our takeaway is, being an empath is a gift, really and truly. I mean, I know sometimes it doesn't feel that way,
People
especially
may say otherwise, but
people
it's a
may
gift.
say otherwise,
It's a gift.
but it is a gift. You
Honor
know,
that.
uh especially when you build your own algorithms, you build your own people, you surround yourself typically around people who are very much like-minded in a sense, but we are unique. We are a rare thing. People do not feel things. If you're here, you're probably one of those people. You're feeling things. And if you're not, maybe it's a new journey of tapping into your feelings and acknowledging, something that you weren't safe enough to hold space for,
Mm,
So many of our journeys began much later in life. And I think that's the beauty of a journey. There's no set time, there's no set date that you have to begin it. Or you can start today, you can start 10
mm,
years from now. But the thing about it is regardless of what you are, who you are, honoring yourself and protecting yourself is highly important, especially with this day and age. Remember that you are important, you are powerful, you matter, and your voice matters. So, if nothing else, if you guys want to add anything else, I don't really have anything other than to say I'd love to hear from all of our listeners, however many few or however many we have whenever you're listening to this. Like, who knows, 5 years from now, you're coming here and you're just seeing us for the first time because we're already, so popular and doing amazing things. We're manifesting this.
claiming, yes.
Just saying that. That being said,
Like,
join us,
yeah. Tell
follow
us
the
what you want to
community,
hear. If
build
you
a
have a
community with
topic,
us. Yes.
share what you
If
know.
you need
Lay in your
more
bed and talk to
instructions
us.
on
Mhm.
protection wards or things
Mhm.
that we can do, we can talk about things like that in the future. That's what I want to hear is like, what do they want more of, right? So there's no exact recipe, but definitely if you just want a general guide, I think there's
Yes.
things we could pull together and help out, for general wards.
For
I mean,
seasonal. Mhm.
Yes.
yeah. And even just prayers, I want everyone to know like, you don't even have to have a written out prayer. Just praying over something has power. That's your energy too. So, yeah, you deserve to take up space.
Yes.
Oh wait, please take up space in this world. I want to see more women taking up space. There's always a mediocre white man taking up space somewhere, and we need less of that. So,
No, we need the feminine energy put out there
oh,
now. Can we just make it a matriarchy already? Like,
It would be so nice. I have yet to see men have a good world. Have y'all really looked at that? Like, men really don't. They're not making this. They're not doing what they're supposed to be
I
doing.
think we need to end this and talk more about that.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm
Like,
just
I
saying,
could stay on for 15 more.
Spice don't had it right the whole time. Girl power. I'm just saying. All right. Well, guys, we're going to end it right here. We kind of are up in the air on what the next episode will be. It's either going to be kind of a shadow work episode as Samhain approaches, especially with the veil being thin. Uh, Talking about, that is also important, but I feel like we touched about it pretty good. The other thing that I think would be fun would be kind of going into maybe Samhain traditions and maybe doing a mini episode talking about that and where it came from. A lot
I
of,
think that'd be a lot of fun.
yeah, where Halloween came from because, it wasn't always Halloween. And I think that would be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Figure it out. It's just Halloween. Get out of my
You
brain.
were singing it, yes.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.